Hi, in today's video we go from a derelict cottage bought at auction to a fully refurbished cottage, and all for a renovation budget of under £26,000. Stay tuned. Coming up, we clear skip loads of rubbish, install brand new gas and water mains, fully rewire it, re-roof it, install a brand new bathroom, install a brand new kitchen, custom make our own doors, insulate the attic, line the upstairs bedroom walls, and completely transform this derelict, unmortgageable house into a fully refurbished house ready to let. Well, here we are. Welcome to the lounge. There's a lot of grey paint in here that I'll have to take a look at some point, and a lot of general tidying up. But this room is actually mostly empty, which is a bit of a change to the rest of the house. We're in the kitchen now, and we have the furniture in here. We have a lot of old appliances, a lot of white goods, and the kitchen isn't actually fitted very well at all. It's basically pretty much loose, and we obviously need to remove the whole thing and build a studwork wall and generally tidy it up. So yeah, we still have the oven in here, the cooker, nice microwave here, the old sink, and a lot of stuff that we do actually need to get rid of. So with the bathroom, it looks okay with a first glance, but what we've actually got is it's not properly fitted, and also we have several layers of plasterboard on top of other layers of plasterboard which has become mouldy behind it, so it all needs to be stripped off. We've got the passageway there, and then we're moving out into the garden. This is absolutely full of rubbish and litter, and there's a lot of rats everywhere. The rats are getting into the neighbours' houses and generally causing problems, so all of the rubbish needs to be removed. And then we have the condition of the windows here. They also need a full restoration. We're moving up the stairs onto the first floor landing. We've got the very old electrics there. And this is the front bedroom, again with old bits of furniture in that will need to be disposed of. Coming out of the room onto the landing, and we are stepping into the master bedroom at the back. So this is a lovely big room, but again it is full of bits of rubbish and furniture. Carpet needs to go, and it all needs to be completely stripped out in order to be properly renovated. So I'm starting down here. I'm just taking off a few of the radiators so that I can get the scrap merchant to come and collect those free of charge, just to save some money in the skip disposing of them. And then speaking of the skip, here it is. We have all the rubbish from the house here, just all needs to be chucked away. And also I'm going to be demolishing these two sheds as well. So we're just taking out some more of the kitchen there. That was a kitchen worktop put on top of another kitchen worktop, nothing properly attached. So we've gone ahead and just stripped the kitchen right out there. I took the opportunity to modernise the water main of this house by switching the house over from a metal water main to blue plastic. So any house you modernise really wants to be on blue plastic to prevent any future problems, and also by way of general modernisation. I also changed the gas main as well because it was very badly routed. So in this house there's a passageway leading from the road to the back garden, and what I did, I brought both those services through that, brought them out into the back garden as one of the guys are getting stuck in, and then put the blue plastic water main through the kitchen wall to supply the water, and next to it, about a couple of foot away from it, I put the gas main through the wall to supply the combi. So both pipes now are neatly tucked away. Electrics and heating. This is the old electrical installation. It's very old, very dated, and it has been damaged by rodents and is in generally quite an unsafe condition. We see bits of tape wrapped around it. We see lots of dodgy terminals like this all over the house, and also there aren't enough sockets. There isn't enough stuff for kind of modern living, so we really want to take the opportunity to rewire it completely and update the house. What I'm doing here is laying in the first stages of the upstairs ring main, so we're going around the rooms and marking out where we want the sockets, and also we can hide all of the wires for this underneath the upstairs floor, so we keep it really nice and neat and tidy. We're putting in the TV points here, and also mains powered smoke and carbon monoxide alarms. In the attic we've got lights, a socket, a smoke alarm, and also the TV antenna. We can also hide all of the terminals for the downstairs lights underneath the upstairs floors and drop the wires down the walls. These are the kitchen lights, and we're just putting on the kitchen switch. We're dropping down the wires to supply the kitchen down the walls from the upstairs floor, and also we're going into the bathroom and installing the bathroom lights and the bathroom extractor fan. Also, we're going to be putting a socket outside. Just marking out here where we need all the power supplies and sockets in the kitchen. And upstairs we're going to be putting on the new consumer unit onto the tails. That's gone on okay and it's just been tested. And now it's time to install the brand new gas central heating. This is a job for a gas safe engineer and it will take about a week. We've got a really nice installation here. We have a brand new power supply. We also have a brand new gas supply and really neat work. Everything's nicely hidden and I'm really happy with it. So the bathroom, the roof, and we did actually change the floor as well. So this particular section of the house was the one that took the most amount of time, the most amount of labour and the most amount of money. It really was a very big job for this type of house. So what we're seeing here is the old bathroom. We've got the old plasterboard on the ceiling there that was going mouldy behind. And obviously due to the state of the roof, we had enormous roof leaks and it was immediately obvious the entire roof on this bathroom needed to be replaced. So, first things first, we strip off the roof to see how bad the damage is. Some of these rafters had to be changed, but on the whole they were found to be fairly sound. And of course, the second we take the roof off, it starts to absolutely tip it down with rain. So we've got the blue plastic on there. Once the rain stopped, we've got the breathable membrane on it and we've started to batten out the roof. And then with this particular roof, we will be replacing like for like with slate. So now we've got to change the floor. So this needs to be done because of damp issues and also so that it meets insulation requirements. And also we've actually had to reduce the level significantly outside because a lot of the damp was coming in because the earth level outside was so high and it was touching the wall. And we've also done the drains. While we're doing the drains, we put in a French drain outside. So we've dug a great big ditch next to the house and filled it with pea shingle. This is the membrane going in, so we've reduced the level of the earth in there. Then we put the blue membrane down. This is Celotex going in. And then what we're going to do with this is we're going to cover it up with another layer of membrane and then add the concrete. There we go, that's the concrete floor in. It went down really well. And now we've got the first stages of battening out the wall. So I'm making a stud-work wall. Effectively, I'm building another bathroom inside this bathroom because the walls are in very bad condition. We're just insulating the roof there and working out where the lights go. This is the extractor fan, so that needs to have a route through the wall. Yes, looking lovely. We've got the breathable membrane behind the stud-work to allow the wall to breathe any water vapour behind there to move around where it should without coming into the bathroom. And then we've got the wires here routed in the ceiling before we insulate and plasterboard it. And of course we need a door, so I've rebuilt the frame of the door, filled in the hole that was there, and yeah, found this lovely reclaimed door. So we've got the lock on it now, properly fitted, and yeah, I can't wait to decorate that. We're starting to fit the Celotex insulation into the walls, and it's starting to look more like a room now. What I've done with these windows, because the wall now sticks out a bit further, I've actually used scaffold boards, and I've allowed the scaffold boards to stick out slightly further than the wall so that when we plaster it, we've got a nice edge on there. Plastering. Because I'm not the world's best plasterer, I do have to sand it down afterwards, and it does make a bit of a mess. Look at that. So these are the tiles for the bathroom. I picked them up last night. I've gone for York white on the walls in the bigger tile and York grey on the floor. It was what the website had, is what it recommended, and it looked good, so we'll see. Okay, it's dry, so I can walk on it and do the cuts now. So I'm going around the edges to do these bits here. So you've got to get a tile, it takes forever. Get a tile, because it's not straight, you have to get a compass, and then you have to basically do this. Make a line, cut it off, put it in, and do that all the way around here. So here we go, it's time to grout the floor. Got the grout mixed up there, the bucket is waiting, the pad. So everything's there. I'm just going to get the grout in, so it should fill these little gaps and make the floor look finished. There we go. Okay, so it's been grouted. We've got the nice white grout in there now. Tiles went down okay. I think they look really good. I'm not a professional tiler, but you know, I'm happy with the finish on that. They're all nice and straight. So I'm just going to put the bath in. I'm going to get the bath in there, and then put the toilet in, the wash basin in. Then we can get all the pipes in the right place, and we know that everything's as it should be. So this is the kitchen. I've got the bathroom in here. I realised that I need to take it out to plaster, and the bloody door is too narrow to bring it out, so I had to crawl around, take the legs off, take it all apart this morning. So now that's done, and then I'm gonna plaster all of this, so in about an hour I'll be casing it. Yeah, I don't like plastering, but I need to do it because it ain't gonna get done otherwise. But yeah, so this is in here, so I'll be glad to get this back in. Happy Friday, guys. Okay, so it's boiling hot in here, so you can probably see it this time of the day. So I've just been priming the pipes because it's too hot to do it really during the day, so they're primed. I'm going to do these ones out here. Get these all primed as well, so I can paint them white. I've painted the door frame, so that's just going to dry, and then I'll put the door back on before tonight. And then tomorrow I'm going to come in here and start doing the tiles. Alright, this is how you tile a bathroom. So you need to make a tile guide. So you've got a piece of wood going down one way, a piece of wood going the other way, and what you've done on that is mark your tiles. So you've got little marks here where your tiles are. So you can work out whereabouts the tiles will sit up against the ceiling and the walls. And what you're aiming for is an even sized cut this side and an even sized cut on the other side, because if you have one side then you've just got little slivers of tile, it doesn't look right. So you're aiming to sort of calculate it and make sure that each side where you have to do the cuts, you have the same size cut. Basically, it just looks a lot better. So yeah, so we get the piece of wood on, and then what we do is we tile the middle, and then later on, when that's dry, we'll do the cuts. Tile cutting all evening in here, really hot. So this is how far I've got. I'm just doing the cuts now. This bit here behind the sink, people always miss this, but I'm super happy with that, how neat that's turned out. No one's ever going to see it, but you know, I know it's there. So yeah, I've been out here cutting the tiles, so this is where I'm spending my evening. Okay, how's that looking? I think it's looking good, but it is taking forever. I'm dreaming about these tiles. It's really seeing me off. I've just got to get it finished. So I'm going to go around today, make all these cuts, and then I can mix up the stuff and stick them on, and then I put the wiper out in, and then I put the sink on and the toilet in, and then it's done. But it's really doing me in. I just can't believe how long this is taking. But I think it's looking nice. Hopefully it will be worth it. Perfect. No, nothing to see here. It was just, it was cracked, so it had to come off. Just another pain in the arse piece of this job, but it's all under control. So this is the little lobby. This goes into the bathroom. The bathroom's never looked this clean actually, it's looking great. I'll just take you on this side. Take through here. So that's the kitchen, and this is the lobby that I was showing you a couple of months ago. It's now got its, its laundry sign on there, so it's looking nice. I can't go in there, I've painted the floor, so I'm just waiting for that to dry. But yeah, we've got the power and light in there, and also this clothes dryer. It's up, and I didn't smash it either, so I must be getting better. I've just got to get these off, and we're done. Here it is, the kitchen. This is exactly as I found it. I've just walked into the house. It's got appliances in, table and chairs. Yeah, all of the white goods, all of the stuff that needs to be disposed of, the sink and oven, everything needs to come out. So this kitchen isn't really fitted at all. It's just a lot of boards and a lot of appliances all resting on, it seems to be the carcass of an old kitchen. So yeah, it needs to be replaced, and we need to build work in there, like building a stud-work wall so that we can attach our new kitchen to it. So this was quite surprising. This is the old tiled worktop beneath what seems to be a laminate worktop. So we are removing all of that and chucking it all in the skip. So the kitchen's now completely stripped out, and we are inspecting the electrics. We're taking the old ceilings down. It was old Artexy type ceilings, and we're going to be replacing the lot. This is the beginnings of the stud-work wall going in. So we need the stud-work wall so that we have a secure surface to fix our new kitchen to, and also I'd like to sound insulate it between this house and the next door neighbour's house. Generally insulate it and make sure that we have a really nice surface to attach our brand new kitchen to. This house was being done right in the middle of the 2020 pandemic, and we did have a lot of problems with getting materials, very long lead times, a lot of stuff not available. We were very lucky to find some insulation here, and also the blue sound deadening plasterboard. I've got the ceilings all stripped off now, and I'm just going to batten around the edge of the beams so I can get some insulation behind it and then put plasterboard on top. I'm also going to feed the beams with a 50-50 linseed to white spirit mix. And as you saw previously, this was at the time the brand new water main was going in, so we got the water main and the gas main in first, and then we popped the kitchen in.
Similar way as it does to GP surgeries, people will be sent a letter invited to book on to the the national their first jab, which does provide a level of protection against the virus, as many of those before COVID hit. Heavy snow and freezing rain have brought disruption to parts of Scotland and northern England.
That's the plans for the kitchen, and I'm just going into the walls now and ensuring all the cables and all the wires are in the right position behind. So we need the power supply to all the appliances, the isolator switches, and also the boiler. And yes, it's freezing cold in that house, so we do have the gas heater on there. Just getting ready to plaster this, so everything is wrapped up. I really don't like plastering, but you gotta do what you gotta do. There we go. I really hate plastering, but I think it's gone okay. Cup of tea time there. One on the go. So this has been plastered. I'm just waiting for this to dry a bit, and then I'll sort of work it some more just to get it smoother. But most of it will be covered up by kitchen units anyway. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, did the electrics the other day, so all the electrics are in the house now. So I was able to cover them up and plaster the wall. Okay, it's warmed up a bit. The kitchen is now on site, so I feel like I can make a bit more progress now. So here we go, just doing bits when I can. This is the flatbed kitchen going in. Absolute nightmare, some of these. So build time of this is 20 minutes. This one's 20 minutes, all about 20 minutes to build. This one took me 3 hours, and I can't work out why, just nothing fitting. 3 hours on that one, absolute pain to do. And then in here, this is the rest of the kitchen. So as I open the boxes, various ones are damaged, so I've got 2 to go back. So this one here is going to be collected today. Open it up and the thing is cracked at the corner. And then the other one, the machine is making them so fast that they just haven't stamped the holes in the right place. So that's going back as well. So the rest of today I'm going to open these and see what I've got in there. Hopefully nothing else is broken. I balls up one of the doors, so an absolute, do you know my God as I am, I still make mistakes. So I drilled these out, so I need to get another door from Wicks, which is where this kitchen came from. So here we go, AO have turned up with the appliances, glad to see them, so I can crack on with the kitchen now. There's a dishwasher, got the under-counter washing machine, a halogen hob and an oven. So what are we having for dinner tonight? We are having oven pieces, delicious, my favourite. And then in here, we have all the rubbish. They always come with loads of polystyrene. And the wooden worktop. So I'm going to have a go at fitting that next week. Always a pain, but I'm sure it will look nice when it's done. Okay, we're basically moving to the upstairs of the house. We're going to be dealing with the stairs and the upstairs floor and also the lining. So the stairs in this house were very flimsy and needed to be changed. And also the floors were various different floors, laminates and floorboards piled on top of each other. And I couldn't really see what was going on with them. So what I needed to do was strip it back off to the original floor. There was also a very thin partition wall here that wasn't built very well, so I took that down as well. The idea with the floor is I went to buy some scaffold boards and I actually laid roofing batten on the floor, and then I started to lay the scaffold boards on top of that. And that meant I could then get the heating pipes and the cables for the electric underneath it, and that would all be nicely hidden out the way. The staircase I also built with scaffold boards. What I did with that, I carefully picked off a piece at a time and replaced it before taking off the next section. I didn't want to take the whole staircase off because stairs can be a bit tricky to build. So the staircase at the moment is open and visible from the lounge, and what I did, I basically braced it onto the beams that were there, picking off a bit at a time. This is the new studwork wall going up. And once I plasterboard it, it meant that I could also hide the wires in it that needed to go around the house. So I'm putting down roofing battens in the back bedroom as well, and I'm going to do the same thing as I did in the front bedroom and put scaffold boards down. I'm just remaking an old support there that used to be there to support the ceiling. And these are all the wires here that have now got a place to go. When we put the boards on, you won't see them. I'm enclosing the staircase here. It used to be open from the lounge, but what I'm doing, I'm just building stud work, insulating it, and then plasterboard and plaster. It just works better for this house. And here we go, that's the scaffold boards down. And that's the sander going crazy. So this was a hands and knees job for a good day or so, getting these up to spec. They were nicely sanded down. I didn't want any splinters, and I wanted a really good finish for when I waxed them. Now it's all sanded down, I'm just putting the wax on the floor. I originally bought varnish and it just didn't look right at all, so I went back and I swapped it for wax, and it's giving a really good result. I'm preparing the room here for when it's lined, getting all the surfaces smooth, but first I've got to make a door. So I've got the woods and yeah, just make it in the room, put it all together, a bit of wood glue, a few screws, and yeah, cut it to shape, because in this house all the doors are, you know, they're a bit of a funny shape because it's quite an old house, but I'm very happy with the result for this. Really solid, came out really well. Yes, this is a job that I really didn't like. Lining the upstairs bedroom walls. I didn't get much film for this because there was slime and wallpaper paste everywhere, and it did actually take me over a week to do, but this is a finished result. These are the stairs that I built. I've never built stairs before, but yeah, they went on well. And I haven't fallen through them yet. And then we come up here, so the floor's looking great. This is, upstairs is probably the biggest change of the whole house. It's just looking fantastic, it's really clean. I've not even been coming up here with shoes on. I'm breaking the law today. Let me give it a tour. So this is the front room. Got the coving on, all the lining on. It just looks really good. Massive change. That's the door that I was doing the other day. Come through here. This is the landing. So I went about, well, I went a few months without the banister on, but now the banister's on, so I'm happier now. Not going to drop off the edge. And then here, this is my favourite room. This is. It just looks great. It's got lovely high ceilings and really nice feel to it. Floors come out fantastically. These are scaffold boards. Yeah, I'm just sort of sanding them down and staining them, and there's a really good effect. I'll show you through here. Those ladders will go soon, and then it's done. So yeah, I've not been coming up here. It's done. It's ready to be let. So there it is, that's the house done. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. What we're going to do now is just take the final tour with a few extra shots and also some of the inventory video just before I handed the house over. So with this house, it actually took nearly 2 years to do. Normally a house like this would take about 6 months to do. The problem I had with this one is we ran headlong into the pandemic, unfortunately. And what that meant was that a lot of trades weren't available, and also a lot of materials weren't available. Any materials that we could get, we had to get in bulk, so they were clogging up the house. I had to keep moving them around, and it was just generally making progress very slow. I was very lucky with this house. I had help from some friends with it, and one of them was a ground worker. I had a lot of help with the bathroom floor. One of them is a roofer, so I was able to get help and advice on how to repair the bathroom roof. And one of them is a electrician, so when I was wiring the house, if there was anything I was unsure about, I could just send a text message and I'd get help and advice on the phone. So I consider myself very lucky. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you soon for the next one. Take care.